And basically, I wanted him to beg for me to come back. I wanted him on his knees. I wanted him to kiss my toes. And I wanted to be the one to walk away.
Yeah.
So I gave that to myself in my mind. So he totally, I love you. I'm so sorry. I was such a fool for ever leaving you. Please forgive me. And I'm like, nah, I think I'm done. And then I stopped having those dreams because it's like I gave myself what I was longing for with the dream. So go into the emotional aspect of the dream and see what is the itch that you're trying to scratch. And then with your conscious mind, go ahead and scratch it and see if that doesn't help you feel more complete or more empowered or more confident in your life.
I like that.
Scratch that itch.
Yeah. And then also, you have here that there's 4 pillars of dream work. Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
So this is kind of some of the ways that I look at dreams. So these are 4 different ways to be able to wrap your head around crazy dreams. So the first one I've already talked about tonight, that everyone and everything in your dream is you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a shortcut to get to the place where you can start to interpret your dream. Like, what does this person mean to me? What does this hotel represent to me? Why a typewriter? I use a laptop. Why it's old, whatever. So ask yourself, how are all of these aspects me? So another way to look at dreams is through the lens of power. Mm-hmm. Imagine that your dreams are all about the business of giving you back your power, because in some way, none of us are immune. We've all given our power. Like I was talking about that acting teacher of mine back in my 20s that I just went, here, you're the one that knows whether I'm good or not, whether I should live or die or be somebody. So I gave him my power. So many of my dreams were about me trying to regain my power, getting these pieces of myself back. And then once you've got yourself back, it's about growing your power, becoming more empowered, not just getting back to where you started, but getting back to where you started so that you can go beyond that. So another perspective is that a nightmare is an unfinished dream. Yeah. That you have the power to go back and give your dream, I know people will like this, a happy ending. Doesn't always mean that kind of happy ending. Get your mind out of the gutter, right. although it certainly could. It's like scratch the itch.
Yes.
And let me see, what's the other one? Because I know I kind of play around with them. Those are the 3, and then the other one will come to me because I'm always. Do you have it in front of you?
Okay, you said action. You have action, better. Let me see.
Always take action on your dream. So every remembered dream. Okay, your friend, Lucas? What's his name?
Jake.
The listener. Jake's going to like this.
Okay.
So imagine, Jake, that every remembered dream requires some form of action in your waking life. So this helps you to close the loop on your dreams. So that means it might be that you're supposed to maybe share the dream with somebody like Elizabeth, or maybe look up this person, this college sweetheart, find her on Facebook and see what she's doing. If you were giving flowers to her in the dream, maybe give flowers to somebody else. Do something that mimics something that happened in the dream. Take some form of action, because in some way that's telling your dreaming self that you're paying attention, and you're apt to get a stronger dream the next time.
If you want to follow Kelly, she's Kelly Sullivan Walden, Dr. Dream. That's on Facebook. And Instagram, Kelly S. Walden. Twitter, Kelly S. Walden. And all her books, you can find them at Barnes & Noble's, Amazon.
And on my website, too, kellysullivanwalden.com. And I have a free gift that I give everybody that goes to my website. There's a dream declaration meditation that will help you. If you're one of these people that's saying, I don't dream, I don't remember dreams, listening to the dream declaration meditation before you go to sleep will help you get really clear about what you want your dreams to help you with, and giving yourself the suggestion that you will remember your dream upon awakening.
You know what's really crazy? Last night, I had a nightmare.
Oh, goody.
I had a really bad nightmare, and I can't understand why I was having this. I went to bed, and I woke up in the morning. I didn't wake up in the morning. I was sleeping, and when you're sleeping and you're trying to wake up from that sleep and you can't.
Right. Yeah.
This is really crazy. I was I was in a really deep sleep, and I was dreaming that something or someone was holding me down, and I could not wake up like this person didn't want me waking up, or this thing, whatever it was. And I felt like my legs, like something was holding me down. And in my dream, I was fighting and saying, I was even cursing, and I don't even know if I was cursing.
Yeah.
I was like, no, motherfucker. I was like, you're not doing this. I'm going to wake up. I'm waking up. I'm going to be up. I'm getting up. You're not going to win. You're not winning. I'm going to be up. I'm going to wake up. And sure enough, like that whole time, I was like fighting through this dream. And I even felt myself, like I felt like my body was like kind of like moving, like I'm like trying to like wake up.
Right.
And then I finally woke up. And I was like, what the hell was that dream about?
So there is, some people have, there's sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Like it's important. The part of our brain that regulates the movements of our body is asleep while we're asleep. And that's a good thing, because otherwise we'd be like flailing around. But some people sleepwalk, and that's actually a disorder. So it's good that you couldn't move your body. So really it's okay. Like it's not anything wrong with you. However, from a symbolic perspective, I would ask you, and you don't have to answer this now if you don't want to, but you might think about, do you feel like there is something or someone that's holding you back? And it might not be a literal somebody in this life that's physically doing that. Maybe something from the past, or even like people go to Burning Man because they feel like it's the man that's holding them back. There's something. Does it feel like the feeling tone of that dream resembles anything in your waking life?
Well, I mean, definitely there's there's things that are holding me back for sure, because, it's like I'm not open about my personal life at all, but, I know that little by little I've been like saying things on the show, but there is,
good for you.
Like one of the things that I said was, one of my past shows is that my kid's dad, we do not get along whatsoever. Like whatever, any contact we have, it's just via email, completely email. And I've never said this, but I'm going to say this today. Okay,
here we go. This
is one person that if he could, like, he would love to see me on the ground, like, completely on the floor. That's just like the type of relationship that we've had. And it's not that, it's one of those things where I feel that I truly do believe now that maybe he's not completely over the fact that I left him.
There you go.
It's been like years and years and years. Like he has a new life. He's got a wife. He's got a baby. And it just feels like maybe he's not gotten over the fact that I left him, because I hear from, his sister, his brother, that, he tells everybody that he left me. But then just like certain little signs of like the things that he does where he knows that he cannot get to me, he tries to get to me through my kids. Like he wants to, so he'll do like little things to bother me. But because he can't bother me personally,
ultimately,
whatever he does to my kids bothers me. And so I kind of feel that maybe that's probably, like, right now that you're asking me, I think that's what it is. I think it's that, because I know that I've said this in the past, like before, and I've told my kids too that, if I could, I would love, 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 love to just go to a different state and live in a different state, but I can't do that because, we share custody of the kids, and he's the kind of person that wouldn't let me leave just because, not to.
So can I get all up in your business for a second? Yes. Okay, thank you, by the way. It's very brave to share all this stuff, and I totally applaud you, because this is how people who are listening get to learn, because they're all, people will relate to this if it's not for themselves personally, it's somebody that they know. But to me, I look at the opportunity in everything. I look at the opportunity in a nightmare. Like everything, I believe that everything in our lives, and Einstein said this is an original for me. He said that the most important question we can ever ask is this universe friendly? And his conclusion was yes. So I believe that everything is conspiring on behalf of our own awakening, our own empowerment. So if we're locked in with someone who is a nemesis, to me, I feel like he could be potentially the person that ends up being your greatest ally, because you have to become so strong. You don't know your strength until you're tested. So case in point, in your dream, you're being held down, but you got up. You were able to overcome it, and you eventually woke up. So that is a metaphor of what you do in life and how you're going to become this strong, powerful warrior to show your kids who you really are. And but to take it to the next level, this is what I would do if it were my dream. I don't know if we have a couple minutes. Are we okay?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the point of view that we really can't do anything about somebody else and changing them, but we can change ourselves. And if we change ourselves, then often the people around us change, whether they like it or not. So dream work is really empowering. It's the ultimate empowerment tool because everyone in that dream is the dreamer. So if it were my dream and somebody was holding me down, I would ask myself, after I thought, well, who's the obvious person in my outer life? Okay, there's that. But now let me look at myself. Where am I holding myself down? Where am I this energy? And like, why would I do that to me? And let me ask, what's the good reason it's trying to hold me down? And it might be, Kelly, it might be, Elizabeth, you're so powerful. I don't know I can't handle you. Almost like allow that negative being that was trying to hold you to speak and ask, what's your good intent? And it might be because I don't know how to handle your power because you're too good for me. You're too good. Just like kind of, okay, I'm switching here for a second, but the role reversal, the dream I kept having about my ex that left me. Yeah. Even though on the surface I was like, oh, I'm fine, I don't care. Inside it was like it just messed with me so much for years and years later. So I had to, in my dream, kind of put him down and put me up in order for me to feel like the balance was restored. And that's not a bad thing. So maybe it's okay. It's like, in a way, it's the biggest compliment to him that he was that powerful that I had to do that. Him wanting to put you down is the biggest compliment. And I'm not saying that I'm advocating what he's doing or making it okay how he's treating you. I hate that. I always want to protect my sisters. I've got 4 sisters, and I'm like, oh, don't mess with them. But in the meantime, your opportunity is to look at this whole thing like it's your dream. So how would you change the dream in a way, like if you could dialogue with that energy that was trying to hold you down, that man that was trying to hold you down in the dream, and he's a part of you, what would he say about why he's trying to hold Elizabeth down? What's he trying to get out of that?
You know what it is? Like, he's just a very negative, like, he is like the negative energy in, my life. Like, he's like, I love positive energy. Like, I don't like negative energy at all. He's like, that's like the only negative energy in my life.
Right.
That's like the only thing and that's why I'm like, okay, like, go away.
Yeah, but you can't. So what you resist persists. There's a book that was called The Dark Side of Light Chasers, and this is a phenomenon. And I've met so many people, and this is true. Some of the brightest people, and you're super bright. You're like these bright people, and they all have this often a recurring dream where there's something negative or dark that's chasing them. And I tell them it's because you haven't embraced your own shadow. And your shadow is inherent, important to your own personal growth. You can't be fully well-rounded if it's like the yin without the yang. Yeah. You can't just be like light and sparkles and rainbows and unicorns. Woo! Something will kick your ass. I don't know if I can say that.
Yeah, you can.
Ass! You can. So many radio shows are like, beep, beep, don't say that.
You can say anything you want.
Awesome. We're embracing the shadow. So find what's beautiful about your shadow, about your negative masculine. The negative masculine is usually about control and wanting to feel empowered.
I think I know what it is. Yeah. I know what it is because right now I'm not dating anybody. I'm not going out, and I'm a person I'm very, very sexual. I'm very sexual. I'm very sensual and everything. So right now, maybe because that's being suppressed. So maybe that's part of like where it's like, okay, Elizabeth, like you have this stuff going on in your personal life. you're not allowed to.
You're pushing it down.
Yeah, so you're not, because you have like that side of stuff that's going on. You cannot shut yourself down on this end. So maybe that's what it is.
That could definitely be.
Where it's like the universe trying to tell me, like, Elizabeth, you got to go out. You have to like date someone. You have to
But
take
at the same time, I don't know if this is. I'm hearing some strange stuff